Thank you. Welcome to Thursday Night Football with Calvin Dean, sponsored by the NFL Network. I am so excited to do this show tonight because we have a slew of stuff to talk about. We have acquisitions, we have releases, we have pickups, we have trades. I mean, this is great stuff, people. Great stuff. And you need to know this because you are about to draft your fantasy football team. And man, you have to listen to this show because by listening to this show, we'll guarantee you a championship. I guarantee you, if you listen to me on everything I talk about, I guarantee you will win the championship. And it doesn't matter where you are drafted. You have to draft the right players. And don't fall for the bus. And I'm going to give you busts out there. I'm going to some players are up in that draft. You'll see all the draft and everyone, you're supposed to pick this player, that player before this player. Guys, you got to listen to me because you're going to win with me. Okay, let's start it. Welcome to Thursday Night Football with Calvin Dean. All right, people. All right. Thank you. We're starting tonight, and we're going to talk about, yes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm telling you guys, this team is loaded now. I mean, loaded. What happened this week? Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars, announced that they are rebuilding. So they're getting rid of everybody. They're getting rid of all the people who cost them money. They're going to keep all the young players. They're going to have a very, very low salary cap. So they're going to save a lot of money for next year because they're just counting on being 1-16. That's for sure. And they got rid of one of the best pass rushers in the NFL who was traded to the Minnesota Vikings, Najuku. And then also they released Leonard Fournette. Yes, they released Leonard Fournette. Your best running back, they released him. And, I mean, they released him for what, $4 million? I mean, so what? I don't get it. I don't say, okay. Well, if I was Leonard Fournette, I really wouldn't want to play on that team either because they're a losing team. They're going to be, like I said, 1-16 this year. They might not even win a game. So what happens? Leonard Fournette is released, placed on waivers within 48 hours. Who picks him up? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick up Leonard Fournette. Wow. I mean, that's just a wow. I mean, just think about it, guys. They are just loaded. I mean, Bruce Arians is insisting that Ronald Jones II is still the guy in the backfield. It's still the number one starter. I think it's going to be a great tandem between Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. It's going to be like watching Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram when they were playing in the Saints. It was just bruise them, run, pass, bruise them. I mean, and then they have the wideouts going. Oh, my God. Just think about it, Pete. Just think about it for 1 second. They had Leonard Fournette, right? Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette. Then they have 3 wideouts. Now, I'm saying 3 wideouts that you really have to look at. Of course, Mike Evans. He's definitely, everyone knows about Mike Evans. Chris Godwin had a super year last year, phenomenal year, just outstanding. And, Pro Bowler. The third wideout to listen to, Scotty Miller. Yes, Scotty Miller. Scott Miller. Guys, listen to me on this. This is your sleeper because Brady loves Edelman, right? This is Edelman. Scotty Miller is your Edelman on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Watch out for this. I'm telling you guys, watch out for Scotty Miller this year. That's a sleeper. And then the Bucs have 3 tight ends. Think about it. 3 tight end set, 12-man sets. Oh my God, guys. They have Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, and Gronk. I'm sorry, guys. This is too much to handle. I mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are stacked, and they even shored up their defense with Adama Sue. Oh my God, guys! Wow, this is a championship year, and having Tom Brady. Oh wow! I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I feel sorry for everybody in the NFL because this team is just loaded. The Baltimore Ravens is next to talk about, people. The Baltimore Ravens you have to talk about them. They're just loaded. There's one back. They're just beaming from ear to ear. This guy is just the real deal. His name is J.K. Dobbins. This is your sleeper back. J.K. Dobbins is going to eat up. I'm telling you, he is going to be amazing in the NFL. He's going to have a breakout season. I think J.K. Dobbins will be the MVP, rookie MVP of the National Football League. Trust me, that is a pickup, people. That running back right now is pickup. And, I mean, they have just amazing. They have J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram, wow, Marquise Brown, that's Hollywood Brown, guys, and Miles Boykin, who is just stepping up this year. And then don't forget, Mr. Yes, Lamar Jackson, Mr. MVP himself. Wow. And stop the presses, guys. What about Mr. Andrews as tight end? Oh my God. They're stacked. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat the Ravens because the Ravens defense are coming back twice as better than last year. They have the best kicker. They have the best quarterback in the NFL. They have a great duo in running. I mean, AFC. I mean, really, seriously, the Ravens. I'm sorry. You could talk to me till you're blue in the face. Ravens are going to the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. I've been saying this since March. I said it before they even got Gronk. I said before they even got Leonard Fournette. These two teams, the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are just lights out. Wow. I mean, there's a lot of other things going on. New England Patriots, they announced their starting quarterback, Mr. Cam Newton. I'm told I was going to say San Diego Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers. I told everybody they should pick Cam up. They should pick him up. You know, go on a contract like they did with New England. I was telling everyone that. What does the Chargers do? Los Angeles Chargers, what do they do? Tyrod Taylor's our man. We took up Here Bear from Oregon. I mean, come on, guys. Really? Boring. I mean, I just don't get it. And then now their defense is hurt. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, Los Angeles Chargers, I look at them making, 2-14 this year? Wow. I'm so disappointed in the Chargers general management. I mean, I'd fire everyone. I really would. Man, that team could be great. And what did they decide? Get rid of Rivers for what? For Tyrod Taylor? I was like, okay, you get rid of Rivers. Okay, I get it. You want to change. You want to get the new blood in. But what, Tyrod Taylor? Really? Rivers for Tyrod Taylor? That doesn't make any sense. Makes zero sense. And, yeah, I mean, now Indy. Think about it. Indy has a great team. Indy has one of the best defensive lines in football and offensive lines. Both. I mean, Indy's going to be great this year. They're going to surprise a lot of people. I'm telling you. That offensive line is, bar none, the best in the NFL. And their defensive line is it's right up there too. one of the best teams. I mean, tell you, Indianapolis, they might turn heads this year with Phillip Rivers in charge, and they have a great wideout crew and running backs. I'm telling you, wow, watch out for Indianapolis this year. That's for sure. And let's not forget Phillip Rivers. He's definitely a great football player. That's for sure. Now, contract talks between Mr. Zach Ertz, the tight end of the Eagles. That whole contract negotiations have broken off. And that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. I mean, that he's definitely one of the best tight ends in the business. I compare him to Kittle and Kelsey. He's just one of those tight ends, Listen, Hooper made 4 years of $42 million with Cleveland. Includes a $10 million signing bonus, right? $23 million of that $42 million is guaranteed, right? I mean, who would you pick? Think about it. Hooper's getting that kind of money. Who would you pick, Zach Ertz or Hooper? I mean, that's a no-brainer. Ertz in a second. Who would you pick? Think about it. If Hooper gets that kind of money, Zach Ertz should get more. I can guarantee you, he should be getting more money. He really should be. And step up, Eagles, or you're going to lose one of the premier tight ends in this, And tight ends are huge now. Tight ends is where it's at. I mean, look at what happened to the Baltimore Ravens last year with the tight ends. Kansas City, they won the championship with tight ends. I mean, guys, it's all about the tight ends, all about it. It's really important. People should know that. Another thing to watch out for this year, a bust player. Okay, this is one of your bust players for fantasy football, Le'Veon Bell. He's going to be a bust. He says he's in the best shape of his life, but they're just having communication breakdowns between him and the coach, Adam Gase. And, I mean, it's just some bad stuff going on there. And you know how Le'Veon Bell gets. When he gets pissed, he doesn't really want to play. And, you have the New York Jets offensive line, which isn't really good. So, and even if Le'Veon Bell quotes, that he's in the best shape of his life, it's not going to save him. It's not going to save any type of fantasy football. Stay away from Le'Veon Bell this year, guys. Stay away from him. I'm telling you. Big announcement. NFL Network had a big announcement today. Are you ready for people? People, listen to me. YouTube TV. I use it. YouTube TV. I have it. I use it in my home. I use it in all my devices. It's the best. I love it. I love YouTube TV. And the NFL Network and YouTube TV have reached agreement between both companies, and they formed an agreement. Oh my God, guys, guess what? The NFL Network is going to be on YouTube TV. The Red Zone, NFL Network. Oh my God, guys, the Red Zone. And guess what? You pay monthlies to YouTube TV, and guess what, guys? If you're a regular YouTube TV subscriber, you get the NFL Network. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I made a choice of YouTube TV this last January. I love it. And now I love it even more because now the NFL Network, I don't have to pay extra for the NFL Network for Red Zone. I can just have my YouTube TV. Don't have to spend an extra money. I mean, YouTube TV is great, guys. And NFL Network, watch it. Watch it. Wow. Let's go over some training camp injury reports, people. The 49ers, John Lynch, said on KNBR radio, the cornerback Jason Verrett injured his hamstring during Wednesday's practice. So also he said the center, Weston Richburg, will start the year on the physical unable to perform list. That's a PUP list. Oh, that's not good. He'll spend at least 6 weeks of the season continuing to rehab. last season's torn pectoral tendon. It's torn patella tendon. Excuse me, patella tendon. I can do that. Anyway, the 49ers activated wideout Richie James from the active non-football injury list and placed the wide receiver Tavon Austin on injured reserve. I mean, Tavon Austin should just retire. The guy is always hurt. You know, he's terrible. It's terrible. What about the Indianapolis Colts? Coach Frank Wright reports that tight end Trey Burton is a probable, and because for another couple weeks because of a calf injury. Paris Campbell, though he is in concussion protocol. I can say that, concussion protocol. And he's working through that as well. We have the linebacker Matthew Adams has a foot injury, and so does the offensive tackle Anthony Casano with an oblique issue. In the news, you have to understand this is going on right now. This is important stuff because you're going to need to know this when you're drafting your football teams, even your defensive football teams as well. The Seahawks have re-signed the wideout, Josh Gordon. He's still waiting to be reinstated by the NFL, but he's I guess the upside is that he gets over $1 million on reinstatement, so which is pretty good for him, I guess. Hopefully he'll just stay away from the drugs, Jacksonville Jaguars continue to shake up their roster, trading safety Ronnie Harrison to the Cleveland Browns for a 5th-round pick. I mean, Jacksonville is just getting rid of everyone. They're waiting for a 1-16 season. The Cincinnati Bengals waived offensive tackle O'Shea Douglas and linebacker Brady Sheldon and defensive end Bryce Stirk. Cincinnati Bengals have released those people on waivers. The Atlanta Falcons released tight end Carr Lee with their injury settlement. Wow, with an injury settlement. So there must have been something going on there. I'll have to read more on that, that's for sure. The Philadelphia Eagles have placed Andre Dillard on reserve injured. They also waived the following players. The defensive back Grayland Arnold, the running back Elijah Holyfield, running wideout Messiah and Bailey, center Luke Druda, wideout Deontay Burnett, running back Adrian Killians, wideout Travis Fuman, defensive back Elijah Riley, guard Julian Good-Jones, Tyron Swoops, the tight end, they got rid of him. And Marcus Green, they got rid of him. He's the wideout. And last but not least, running back Michael Warren, they got rid of him as well. That's all the Philadelphia Eagles. They really love to announce who they get rid of and who they don't, right? Boy, I'm telling you, it's going to be a fun season. We're going to go over some draft stuff right now. I have a few good teams so far that I've drafted, and it's all about where you draft and who you draft when the draft comes back to you. When you're number one, usually number ones win 72% of the time. They win the championship, and of course you're going to pick the Carolina Panther Christian McCaffrey. That is going to be everyone's first pick. You have to. The guy is lights out. Total yards last year was 2,300. You just can't stop the guy. And plus, they have, some great new weapons on the Carolina Panthers. I'm telling you, they're going to step it up this year. Teddy Bridgewater They have Robbie Anderson as wide out. He's going to open it up for McCaffrey because Robbie loves going deep. Teddy loves throwing deep. and just spread the field out. And McCaffrey is going to run wild. Trust me, he's going to run wild. So it's been a great week. I mean, a lot of stuff going on. Baltimore. With J.K. Dobbins in looking great in camp. That's a huge pickup for your fantasy football league. He is a sleeper. J.K. Dobbins. I predict he's going to win the rookie MVP of the National Football League. Going to J.K. Dobbins of the Baltimore Ravens. The Buccaneers are loaded, of course. We went over that. I'm telling you guys, Leonard Fournette going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got Jones, Fournette, Evans, Godwin, Scotty Miller, the GOAT, Gonzalez. Gronkowski. I said Gonzalez. I know. Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard. They got a stacked team. Oh, wow. I can't wait to see them play. And now, mind you, Kamara, that is a question mark when you're going to actually draft your fantasy football team. Right now, Alvin Kamara is iffy. They haven't signed him yet. They haven't signed him on a long-term deal. They're waiting, and the talks is broken down. He hasn't been at camp. Yeah, it's been on and off. He's been on and off at camp. Alvin Kamara. So be careful on that pick. If you have the choice of Alvin Kamara or Zeke, pick Zeke because it's one of those deals, guys. Funny part is I picked Leonard Fournette in my one league, and I was frantic once they released him. But I said to myself, you know what? I think he's going to land on a really good team. What happened? I was right. So there's a lot of teams out there, guys, that looking really good this year. Indianapolis Colts looked really good. Hey, how about those Cleveland Browns? Think about it. The Cleveland Browns, on paper, they look great on paper. They really do, guys. They really do. And you got to watch out for them, man. They scare me. Baker Mayfield, I'm not a big Baker Mayfield fan. I think he's a bust. But he still has Odell Beckham, Landry, Myles Garrett. Their running back tandem is Kareem Hunt and Chubbs. They're Hooper. Now the highest paid, he was the highest paid tight end. And they have no reason to lose. Especially, signing a long-term deal with Myles Garrett. Wow. These guys really have a great team. It's all on Baker Mayfield this year. And who do they play the first game? They play the Baltimore Ravens. Wow. I feel sorry for the Cleveland Browns. I really do. They have to meet a locomotive with a chip on their shoulder. I could call that game right now. Ravens by 14. I think Cleveland will give them a run for their money, but man, they're gonna meet a buzzsaw in that game. Another team that is definitely going to do better this year, and that's New York Giants. Giants are going to do better this year. I don't know about their defense. Their defense is still suspect. But, I think Daniel Jones is going to have a breakout year. I really do. I believe that. And Mr. Barkley's All-American, so he's going to have another great year. And I'm telling you right now, that's a sleeper quarterback, Daniel Jones. He's going to have a huge year. Same as Joe Burrows, he's going to have a huge year. So if you're waiting and you just want to get that great wideout or the great running back, and you have a chance to either pick Mahomes up or Lamar Jackson, don't. Because I'm telling you, don't. Pick up that great wideout like Godwin or Evans or Julio Jones or Zeke, or someone who's going to really score some great points for you, and then have a sleeper like Daniel Jones or Joe Burrows as your quarterback. I'm telling you, you do that and you will have a winning team, guaranteed. And even wait for Mr. Tom Brady. I mean, come on. I have Tom on, I don't know how many I have. I think I have 10 teams now that I've drafted. And out of the 10 teams, 6 out of 10 teams, I have Tom Brady. And I can guarantee you those teams that I have Tom Brady on, they're going to win championships. Because I also picked up like Godwin or Evans or Gronkowski or even Jones, and now Leonard Fournette. So my football team looks really good. People, you really have to pay attention to who you're drafting. Now, once you draft a running back and a wideout, make sure they aren't on the same bye. Your top 3 picks should have different buys, unless you're trying to go with like a quarterback and like Mahomes and Tyreek Hill combination or something like that. But that's old school. That's old school fantasy football. That doesn't work anymore. It's too complex. The league is too complex. Don't do it. Don't do that. I used to do that years ago, and that worked years ago, but it doesn't work. It's not going to work any longer. There's too many targets. Teams have too many targets, and there's not one player and that quarterback that's going to hook up every single week. So it's just a bust if you do it that way. Trust me, it's a bust. Kansas City looks great this year. I mean, they're bringing back a lot of people. I mean, it's going to be a fun year. I don't think anyone's going to go 12-4. I think probably the best team will be maybe 11-5 this year throughout the whole National Football League, AFC, NFC. Like I said, I think the best team is going to go like 11-5. I think it's all the teams are really close this year, closer than normal. And plus, you have the pandemic. And the only teams that I don't see really winning a lot, there's a few. Well, of course, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're not going to win. They're maybe win one game, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. Miami Dolphins, they're going to step it up just a little. I don't see it happening with Miami. I really don't. They're a year away from making any headroom to the playoffs. That's for sure. The Cleveland Browns, I mean, they had a terrible last year's season. I think they'll come back this year, but I don't think they're going to come back like everyone wants them to come back or what they should come back. I still think that Baker Mayfield's a mistake. I'm sorry, Cleveland Browns fans. I think he's a mistake. The New York Jets will have another off year, and for the first time in a long time, the New England Patriots will be fighting to stay 8-8 this year. The Buffalo Bills will run away with that division. Buffalo is just solid, guys. They are solid. You know, Josh Allen is going to step up this year, and he's even going to do better. He has Mr. Diggs to throw to. John Brown, I mean, Singletary. I mean, they have a lights-out defense. I'm telling you, Knox is going to be huge in the tight end this year. He is just going to light it up. It's going to be exciting to watch Buffalo, and Buffalo's going to win their division this year. They're going to make it. They're going to make it far this year. Buffalo will make it far. They'll win the division. They'll go into the playoffs and win their first maybe 1 or 2 games. We'll see. But they're definitely going to win their division. Guys, it's been fun. It's been real. I am just so excited for this season to start. Fantasy football lovers, I mean, watch out for the busts. Watch out, don't count on Cameron Brate to, light it up as a tight end. I think, or even Gronkowski. I think they're going to be spreading the wealth around that Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. I think the person who you really want to count on is the GOAT. I think Tom Brady's going to have his huge year. I think he's going to be 5,000 yards plus. I think he's going to have 30 touchdowns or more. I think he's going to have one of those all-star seasons that is just going to be like, wow. You're going to be so surprised, everyone. Zach Ertz is going to have a great year. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. CeeDee Lamb on the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to have a breakout year. Yeah, usually wideouts, the first team, the rookies don't really have big years, but I think CeeDee Lamb is going to have a really big year. He's fun to watch. He's fun to watch. The Denver Broncos. That's an interesting team. Great. Another team that has those 2 running backs. Like Lindsey, and then Melvin Gordon. I mean, come on. Von Miller's linebacker, Drew Lock. And Drew has a lot of wideouts, like exciting. Sutton, and they picked up Jerry Jeudy from Alabama. I thought Jerry Jeudy was actually the best wideout on the draft of 2020, and Henry Ruggs III was picked by the Las Vegas Raiders. Of course, we all know that Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have always loved that deep threat in Henry Ruggs. I agree, but I think Jerry Jeudy is a better wideout, and he is going to have a phenomenal year. I'm telling you, that's going to be a surprise team right there. The Denver Broncos are going to be a huge surprise. And they're going to be really in. I think they'll make the playoffs this year. It's going to be an exciting year, guys. I think Green Bay will have a down year. Dallas Cowboys will have an up year. Dallas Cowboys, I think the New York Giants are going to give the Dallas Cowboys a better run for the division than the Philadelphia Eagles. I really believe that. I think the Cleveland Browns, like I said, they're going to have an off year again. They're going to really have to think twice about Baker Mayfield. The Chicago Bears, they're going to have this staunch defense. They're going to, seriously, their defense is going to thrive this year. And Trubisky is going to come through this year. I'm telling you, mark my words, Mitchell Trubisky will come through for the Chicago Bears this year. He will show his worth, and he will bring the Chicago Bears to a division title. The Minnesota Vikings will lose the division title, and the Green Bay Packers will. It'd be the Bears to win that division. The Raiders, they will have a ho-hum year. I don't see them doing much of anything. Maybe having some excitement, but that team, I don't know. It just doesn't excite me. They just don't excite me. They really don't. And the Kansas City Chiefs excites the heck out of me. I think they're just amazing. Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That's just going to be a very exciting game, guys. It's just going to be exciting for him to watch. I just love watching him. Mahomes is so exciting. It's like the Lamar Jackson. It's like watching a video game. Those two guys are just wow. But I'm telling you, the best team in the NFL, bar none, on paper, should be the best team, and going to the Super Bowl is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Anyway, mark my word. If you get all those guys, think about it. Drew Lock, that's a sleeper. Quarterbacks like that, Lock, Jones, Burrows, those are sleepers, guys. Lamar Jackson, he's not a sleeper. Of course, a lot of people want to get him, but when you get him, you're going to give up someone else. it's you have to really know how to form a great team, and you have to know who's around the team. Go to the teams, see who's there, read who's like J.K. Dobbins on the Ravens. I mean, he's having a phenomenal camp. I mean, if you're not reading, how do you know who to draft for your football team? You have to read. Have to go to, type in each, team and read what they're saying about the team. Now, of course, a lot of these writers are the writers for like the Denver Broncos or writers for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course, they're gonna write rosy stuff, except for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and their press writers are going to press. What are they going to write about? How terrible they're going to be this year? That's about it. But remember, smart. Be smart when you're drafting. Think about it. Try not to get everyone on the same bye week. It's hard. It's real important, people, because if you're having a great team and you get that 8th week and you got to sit like 3 or 4 players, most likely you're going to lose that game, and that could be a game that could win us a championship. So anyway, this is Calvin Dean with Thursday Night Football. Thank you, people, for watching, listening. See you next week. Calvin Dean.